if you could go back in time and talk to yourself, like to young Chris, like it could be any advice, just a sentence, whatever, what would you tell yourself, you know, maybe to reassure you or something, you know,
Chris on the dino sheets.
Yeah. Like what would you tell yourself if you could?
Oh, fuck.
It's a big question.
No, it's so bizarre because I was thinking about that yesterday. Like what would I tell myself with all the mistakes that were made, especially as a kid? Like, man, what would you tell yourself? Man.
Or you try to find like the most universal thing that could be applied to as many problems as possible.
Yeah. I mean, there were a few big ones that we could have fixed, but I'm like, what one thing could I said that could have fixed those few things? Like, yeah, I mean, a big mistake was not talking to Mitch when I was a kid. When things took off, I lost touch with them, and that's my main regret in my life. Where if we hung out more, which means like, because the interviews were with him and Mark when they should have been with him and me. Yeah, and this is what we could. I don't know how I could have fixed that as a kid. And fucking
right. Like, what do you tell someone?
I had when I was a kid, I had a fucked up grill, and I didn't like. It kind of added to my stutter, and I didn't like smile at all. I didn't talk at all. I was just really insecure about my teeth, and sounds dumb. I'd be like, dude, brush your fucking teeth. Go to the fucking dentist, fix your fucking teeth, hang out with your friends and smile more. Go fucking hang out, and we do. Because then when the interviews come, I should have been there. When we're on all these badass tours, I should have been hanging out with the bands, and I just wish I fixed my bullshit sooner. Like, smiled more. But I don't know what I would say though. I thought about it yesterday. I'm like, what's that universal thing that I could say? I know where I fucked up, but what would I tell that kid?
Well, it seems like go to the dentist and fix your shit. Honestly, kind of bleeds into a few of those things in the future afterwards, right?
Yeah, because you don't know what you have till it's gone. And Mitch was by far the coolest guy I ever met in my life, and I didn't know what we had. It's like, man, just being a kid, I wish we hung out more. Yeah, I mean, we both fucked up. We didn't have the communication skills to hang out with each other. Like, he went his own way, I went my own way. We're still friends throughout the whole but like, you know, like, life's so fast. He had a daughter. I was getting blackout drunk all the time. I just wish, because he would. I wish, like, man, Clinton comes out and he's doing mushrooms with people and getting high, and that should have been with me. Like, we could have just
experienced that stuff together.
Yeah, we really could have honed in on the music. We really could have, and maybe could have saved obviously what would have happened, but
right. Yeah,
it's hard. It's I don't know. Yeah, I guess go to dentist.
There you have it.
That would have fixed a lot of stuff, man. I know that's not like a big like, oh wow, he said that, but it's very true, man.
No, but I mean, I mean, with the context, it makes sense, man.
Yeah, because at the time, I truly believe it was either going to be him or me. He was fucked up, I was fucked up, and unfortunately, it was him. Yeah. And man, we were both fucked up, and we should have focused on the business more, and this, unfortunately, like, it just takes. I was just talking about praying this week with Ernie. Unfortunately, like, to change ourselves, we need like these moments in our lives to fucking wake up, dude. And I remember, like, back then, I was on the verge of quitting the band, 25, 26, like right before he passed away. I was like, I'm fucking done with this shit. It's over. I can't do this shit anymore. And I just wish the only way it changed. That's what it took for me to become who I am now. Like a podcast host, and a business dude, a leader, a face of a band, a boyfriend, a son. It took me losing everything to become the person I am today, and this sucks. Yeah, it just took that. It just sucked that it took him dying for me to become who I am. It's just fucking. But yeah, it's unfortunately in life when you're young, you need these kind of crazy moments to like shake you, and then that was unfortunately that was a moment that shook me enough to where everything changed.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I mean, like you said, you can't predict that sort of stuff.
No,
and like,
you can't.
shit's going to happen regardless. You can try and plan for it as much as you want,
sucks.
Like you said, the
going through
could've,
stuff.
should've.
You're doing your best. You don't know, like you're thinking about so many things. You're young. You want to experiment. So like, it's a tough balance, honestly. And not everyone can go through that. But like, for what it's worth, your answer was like very like, I didn't want to put you on the spot, and it was like a very beautiful, like that's honestly the best advice you could ever give anyone on the planet. Like the most valuable thing we have is time with our people. That's the most, like nothing's gonna beat that. And I think that's the best advice you could ever give. And I love talking about these things. You never know who needs to hear that right now as they're listening. So it sucks that you had to go through that and stuff like that. But just by talking about it, you don't know how many people won't do the same mistake just because they hear about it and they're like, I need to wake up and then do stuff. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for sharing, man.
Yeah. Anytime. Yeah. You don't really, our life is not guaranteed, man. You don't know. You're hanging out. Remember one moment I'm hanging out with my best friend, and next, yeah, he was he died in a hospital, and the only people there were me, our previous manager. Some people were in the band were too scared to show up. So I was the only band member there, and it's in New York. Probably there for like 8 hours because he crashed on a Halloween night, and then I get the call, and I remember like the doctor coming in, and I could see blood on his scrubs. I'm like, this is not good, and like they're trying to save his life.
Yeah.
And then you're allowed to see him. So it's like that was technically he was alive when I saw him live, technically, but he's just laying there. It's like, fuck, that's just crazy. And then once this is gonna be a hell of a way to finish off this podcast. But yeah, I mean,
it's my fault. So.
No, it's fine. I back it. And then yeah, I didn't know that you're like allowed to like be around when things happen. So like just like a movie, the doctors are kind of freaking out. There's more nurses kind of rushing around the table, probably around 5 a.m. And then he literally died in front of me. It's like, fuck. And then,
that's rough, dude.
And I shared this once before, but I did think about something, and that was no matter what it takes, this band is not stopping. Period. Yeah. Period. And I kind of kept that because I can't put words to his mouth. I will never do that. I don't know, but all I have is what would I want him to do? That's kind of all I have. Yeah. So it's like, okay, I won't want him to keep going. I won't want him to fucking. It's his band too.
Yeah, to continue the legacy and then
to
honor him in a way, right? Also,
totally. And then to close it off, we got a hold of his iPad a few days later, and he was looking up End of the World stuff, like because there's supposed to be this big earthquake in SoCal. He was big on like conspiracy, so it was like End of the World stuff. Then I went over to his notepad.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. And then it says, "You can't stop me."
Yeah, that's it.
That's
what became. And those. You had the lyrics for that song on the next album, right? Those were his.
That's why he's a legend.
Absolutely.
Wow,
That's
man.
crazy.
Holy shit.
Crazy. And that's a good way to drop it, huh? That's a good way to end it.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah,
that.
cool.
You have no idea how cool it is to hear that sort of thing from you, specifically. And dude, rest in peace, man. Rest in peace, Mitch, man.
The GOAT,
rest
man.
in power, man.
He's
always gonna be though. Always gonna be. Everybody's saying it. Always gonna be the GOAT for real.
Man.
Like I still
Special
see.
guy.
For what it's worth, by the way, on my channel, even if the video doesn't touch, of course, I love to plug you guys in pretty much all of the videos I'm
Appreciate
making,
that.
but like, it's my pleasure for sure. But you guys are always my example. But like, I see comments out of nowhere all the time saying that he's still the GOAT, that you guys are. So like, it's always going to be there.
A lot of love out there for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
So thanks for sharing all of that, man.
Yeah.
For real. Means the
Anytime.
world to us.